right. I need to eliminate Jindosh and find Anton Sokolov.
So, welcome finally to the Clockwork Mansion, home of Kirin Jindosh, the Grand Inventor. First, we're going to show how to get the Silence achievement, which is basically shadowing through the entire place without Jindosh even knowing that you're there. It's a really satisfying thing to accomplish, but you do miss out on a lot of interesting dialogue and so on, so it wouldn't be something I recommend you do the first time you play the game. But as something to try after you've done this level a couple of times, it's quite fun. We're gonna walk the sideways of the mansion, the space behind the walls, as he said. The parts that aren't quite so glamorous, aren't quite so glossy and beautiful. Making sure not to touch any of the levers. This is how we make our way to the little office, I suppose we can call it, which Jindosh has, without actually... Well, first of all, not letting any guards see us, which is standard ghost/shadow play. But beyond that, it's also important that we don't activate anything in the house.
You think at these prices, the man wouldn't keep us waiting?
There's only one Kirin Jindosh. He can charge whatever he likes. Besides, you're rich enough to afford a couple of the Clockworks. I happen to know you've doubled your fortune since the Duke took over the silver mines.
Low wages means higher profits, but it's my time that's precious. I'm not used to waiting in my life.
When was the last time someone had me waiting for more than an hour? I can't remember. It's almost titillating.
Poor Stanislaus Shepard, the thief, the magician,
It's a numbered set.
his life ended here.
He want his teeth broken out. Maybe he shouldn't have opened his mouth.
You can activate the elevators if you want, but that tends to draw quite some attention from the guards.
That's all it took. Now he's a major.
This isn't the only path to go, but it's the path I found that's fastest. And simplest. We really only have to deal with this guy, and arguably you can try to avoid him as well. We bypassed another guard with that blink. Don't worry, we're not gonna forget to pick up all the cool stuff in this mansion. There is a lot of stuff in this mansion. Couple of paintings, bone charms, loads of money stuff. We can deal with all that after we've dealt with Kirin Jindosh.
It's a long way down.
So far, and well, we won't really until we run into them, we haven't needed to deal with the Clockwork robots or the Clockwork soldiers. They are pretty difficult, I suppose, until you learn the trick of how to beat them. They see both from the front and from the back. They are quite tough to fight in full-on combat. They are obviously immune to sleep darts and stuff. On the bright side though, taking them out doesn't count as a lethal attack. So here we are, we're about to engage Kirin Jindosh, and because
Must be Jindosh's
we have
lab.
made our way all over here without him knowing, he only has one of the robots activated as opposed to the normal two. So that's it. Only that Clockwork guy, and then Jindosh. So now, speed is of the essence.
Kirin Jindosh.
As usual, with a high-backed chair, it's tough to get the actual choke on him, but go ahead and stand on the chair, really. Make sure that the Clockwork soldier doesn't get back close to see you, and you're all good. We're gonna go into more details of exactly what the low chaos solution for Jindosh is this time around. You might notice it hasn't popped up a target eliminated or neutralized type thing yet. That's because we're not done. Gonna temporarily stash Jindosh here. Just anywhere here will do, really. The plants, why not? And let's try to deal with this Clockwork soldier. And if you're quick and if you're accurate, I'm not quite, but it's enough.
End of fleet phase. Enemy at back. Play back for execution of foe.
Well done, friend. Those little panels on the legs are their rewire panels. It is useful if you can get there without them being seen. They're suddenly your friend. Though be careful, that means they will run up and kill everyone they see. Which also includes other Clockwork robots, happily enough.
If this plays, the machine is recharging the magnetic coil. Welcome to my home, stranger. The door is always open to those with the will to pass the threshold. If you're here by appointment, then proceed and bide your time. Otherwise, I'd be remiss if I didn't inform you about the defensive mechanisms employed here, which are quite formidable. Many have entered without invitation, for reasons as myriad as the fish in the ocean. But of those who've dared to explore further, very few have found their way back out.
But like I said, there's much too cool dialogue and things to show off to just do this achievement. We're gonna do this the normal way.
Who would build something like this? And why?
Someone's activated one of the mechanisms in my house.
Jindosh.
My home is always open. It's one of my great curiosities, seeing how the common mind navigates these shifting rooms. I'm Jindosh, but you must know that. Before you stands an invention that will endure beyond my time. The Jindosh Clockwork Soldier. Marvel at the Clockwork Soldier's hardened metallic skeleton and razor-sharp blades. The miniaturized whale oil tanks are spread across the frame and hidden behind protective amber wood panels. Visual awareness in the front and back. Auditory detection in case the head unit sustains catastrophic damage. My greatest creation. I invite you to continue, stranger. Just come up the stairs. Meet with me face to face in the upper hall.
They're definitely a dangerous foe, but they have weaknesses like everything else.
There. Come into the gallery so I can see you.
Okay, Jindosh. Let's chat.
Magnificent. Now that I see you, I've worked out who you are. Not a hired cutthroat. Your clothes are too fine. An aristocratic thrill seeker? That's closer. You've trained with weapons formerly, but you're not a salon fencer. There's a bit of back alley in your movements. All that, and only one man ever wore that mask, to my knowledge. Welcome, Royal Protector.
Obviously you're pleased with yourself. Do you know why I'm here?
I'd assume my involvement with the Duke brought you to my door. Or maybe you're after washed-up Anton Sokolov, comfortably residing in the assessment chamber. Either way, come find me and take whatever it is you seek. But if you fall, I'll have your body carried to my lab for dissection and study. Until either comes to pass, your secret is safe with me.
I'll see you soon, Jindosh.
Until then. Clockwork soldiers, there's an interloper in my home.
Okay, so maybe let's not fight two of them straight up. This is the first real challenge. There's two of them, and well, if they see you, you're gonna have a bad time.
Central General Detection State.
But as always, from above, you tend to win.
Combat protocol profile. The machine has lost its cooling down. Oh, good show. You've overcome one of my Clockwork soldiers from the sound of it. Surprising, given your age.
Surprising, you say?
Extraordinary. It seems that even two of my Clockwork soldiers are no match for you. This has turned out to be a very interesting day.
Somehow I got out of that alive.
The weakness of the Clockwork soldiers lies in their heads. If you manage to shoot them, they no longer have any visual detection to the front and back, and they then rely on audio.
Luxury and spectacle, I suppose, but it's more than that. This place is a testament to engineering itself.
And it will attack anything it
The
sees.
space behind the walls.
You've managed to deactivate my wall of light.
And after that, it's an easy enough thing to, well, easy is overstating it, but if you then jump from the above with a drop attack, you destroy them. There are other options to deal with them, of course. Stun mines work really well. Rewire tools, like we did earlier. And you can just go in a straight up sword fight if you want, but usually not so good. In this note, we find Jindosh's plan for Sokolov.
What kind of sadistic joke is this? With this machine, maybe you won't have to die after all, Jindosh.
You're quite close now. I can't remember any other visitor getting so far. Do you feel pride? Anticipation?
Delilah Copperspoon.
The Duke wants an army.
An army of Clockwork soldiers. I can't allow this.
As we start pulling on the levers, things start activating in the house. Thankfully, that Clockwork soldier hasn't activated.
How many more hours of this? If I had a timepiece, I'd know. I'm gonna guess, what, 3? Yeah, about 3 more hours.
But that one has. So, it's coming through the door. Let's make use of our stun mines.
The machine should play back indicator it's one of my Clockwork soldiers. I'll have questions about that once I have you restrained. Another Clockwork down. Each of those costs a princely sum, I assure you.
That's 2 stun mines spent. It's generally quite expensive to use one of them per robot because you can only carry so many. But, as you might expect, there's multiple of these stun mines to find in this house.
So many events in motion, each exerting subtle gravity. With Delilah, a new empire could be drawn, and all the old barriers broken. Much could be accomplished. My Clockwork soldiers have played their part, but each costs more coin than a wealthy man sees in a lifetime. It could take years to find a solution on my own. But if Sokolov can be tamed, together we might refine the process, making new Clockworks at a fraction of the cost. Whether I seduce my old teacher with the thrill of discovery, or whether I'm forced to apply the clamps to his flesh and turn on the voltage, no matter.
Brianna Ashworth.
Jindosh is no doubt quite an asshole, to put it lightly. But it is no question that he's one of the smartest people in the Empire.
It's all connected, you see. Hello? Still with us?
Black Bone Charm down here, quite handy.
Floors as if you were born here. Clever. Or are you just being
Well, the first time I did this level, I did definitely move things at random, but now I've got a good handle on things. I'm pretty sure I know roughly everything.
Though I confess sleep usually eludes me, my mind won't stop turning.
Ramsey and the Crown Killer were just the start. I need to break down Delilah's remaining allies. Jindosh, the Duke, all of them.
There is a lot of coin, as I mentioned, in this area. I'm going to pick up a little bit on it on our way, but most of it I'm going to save for the standard let's hunt down everything later on with dark vision thing. But there's something I like to pick up because it gives us a nice little audio dialogue.
Behold, mighty Corvo Attano takes up common thievery. Quite a career change for you, Royal Protector. But you've lost your title, haven't you?
Temporarily. Once we got into this point, we pretty much have the path to Jindosh right open. Again, we've bypassed a lot of the house, but if you're very goal focused, then you've found your way.
I'm waiting. At last, Lord Protector, you found me. You realize you're only the second person to set foot in this room, the most sophisticated laboratory in the Isles. Please, try not to damage anything as you die. Clockwork soldiers, dispatch this intruder!
Well, there's some tougher opposition now than when we snuck in here completely undetected. So let's cheat.
Kieran Jindosh.
There we go. With no heads on the robots, they would mostly be standing there waiting to hear me move, and we will be very quiet. Jindosh has been slept, and the robots are now sitting robot ducks, I guess. Bend time and the upgrade stop time is incredibly strong. One of the things that this game does really well is it makes you feel incredibly overpowered when you get to use your powers, I guess we can just call them. Now for the finish. It's not enough to sleep him, and we don't want to kill him. So, we need to do what he wanted to do to Sokolov.
This must be the electroshock machine Jindosh mentioned.
Anton Sokolov, once the royal physician and head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy. In your prime, the most sought-after painter in all the Empire. My hero in younger days. Now, my puppet.
If you're going to use this inelegant-looking device against me, get on with it, Jindosh. Though I'm not sure what you hope to accomplish. I must admit to feeling a bit of professional curiosity as to the function of the apparatus.
Patience, friend, patience. The sequence of events is important. You'll come to understand my electroshock machine, but when? Before or after that light leaves your eyes? And where does it go when it disappears? Who will tell me that?
Has anyone ever loved the sound of his own voice?
The electroshock machine should work now.
Perhaps the device could tell us that.
No, sadly, it cannot. But what it can do is take from you the thing you love the most. Your precious intellect. If you won't agree to collaborate on the next Clockwork prototype, I'll use the device on that brain of yours, Sokolov.
I refuse. If I'm to be a drooling idiot, at least I won't be bothered by any more of your rambling theory.
Poetic punishment, perhaps, but... well... I'm not very happy about it.
No! 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 You don't know what you're doing! Anything! I'll give you anything you want! Stop! Don't do this! So much will be lost! An age of advancement!
People like you can't be allowed to run amok.
As sometimes is the case in Dishonored, non-lethal is not always the most merciful
if
solution.
I combine the acid against a copper plate, it... what does it do? I knew that a moment ago. Does anyone know the answer? I had an idea, but it's gone now.
Undoubtedly, Jindosh is a bad person, an evil person,
Very much afraid of what's happened.
but still. Sometimes it's hard to consider yourself the good guy when you do things like this.
Put me through that machine, but wait, what does it do? Please, kill me. Please make me die.
Do you feel like a hero?